Rapper Eve has recently opened up in a warm and candid conversation about one of the most meaningful chapters of her life right now, balancing her thriving music career with raising her young son, Wild Wolf. During an engaging appearance on a popular daytime talk show, the artist shared touching details about bringing her little boy along on tour, the emotional impact it has had on her performances, and even her playful yet sincere hopes for what path he might one day choose for himself. Eve explained that Wild Wolf is currently at the perfect age for these experiences. He remains small enough that she can comfortably take him with her wherever her schedule takes her, yet he is old enough to form real, lasting memories of the moments they share. This sweet spot in his development has allowed her to integrate motherhood seamlessly into her professional world without having to choose between the two. For many touring artists, leaving young children behind with family or caregivers is a common reality, often accompanied by feelings of guilt or longing. Eve, however, has found a way to keep her son close during this formative period, turning what could have been a challenge into an enriching part of both their lives. The experience of performing with her son in the audience has added an entirely new dimension to her stage presence. Eve described a powerful shift in how she views her own shows now that Wild Wolf is there watching. In her own words, she feels like a superhero when she catches sight of him in the crowd or knows he is nearby taking it all in. There is something profoundly moving about realizing that this tiny person, who has only been in the world for a short time, is witnessing his mother command a stage, connect with thousands of fans, and pour her energy into every lyric and beat. It creates a sense of awe and gratitude that she never fully anticipated. Eve elaborated on this emotional transformation, noting that after years of building her career, facing industry challenges, and evolving as an artist, seeing her child observe her in her element gives everything fresh meaning. The performances are no longer just about entertaining an audience or delivering polished renditions of her hits. They become a living example for her son of dedication, confidence, and passion. She expressed wonder at the idea that all the life experiences she has accumulated, successes, setbacks, travels, creative risks, are now being filtered through the eyes of this little person who looks up to her. Performing while knowing he is present infuses her work with renewed purpose and vitality, making each show feel like a celebration of both her artistry and her role as a mother. This sense of personal stakes has deepened the connection she feels to her music and to the people who come out to see her. Many performers speak about how life events change the way they interpret their own songs, and for Eve, having her son nearby has done exactly that. The lyrics she wrote long before he was born suddenly carry new weight. Themes of strength, independence, and resilience take on added resonance when she imagines him one day understanding what they truly mean. It is a beautiful reminder that art is never static. It grows and shifts along with the artist's life. Beyond the immediate joys of touring together, Eve also shared her longer-term hopes for Wild Wolf's future. In a light-hearted yet telling moment, she admitted that she would love to see him become a race car driver. She quickly added with a laugh that the dream might be partly selfish on her part, as she would get to enjoy watching high-speed races and living vicariously through his success on the track. Still, there is genuine excitement behind the comment. Wild Wolf already shows a strong interest in cars and racing, and Eve pointed out that he is already familiar with prominent figures in the sport. In particular, she mentioned that her son knows who Lewis Hamilton is, a clear sign that he is paying attention to the world of Formula One even at his young age. Eve sounded proud as she described how her little boy recognizes the champion driver and talks about him with enthusiasm. This early fascination suggests that motorsports could genuinely become a passion for him as he grows older. Whether or not he ultimately pursues racing professionally, Eve clearly cherishes seeing these interests emerge naturally. She also tied this love of cars back to family influences, noting that Wild Wolf shares this enthusiasm with his father. Cars, speed, and the thrill of the track seem to run in the blood of the household. Eve sounded completely at peace with the idea that her son might follow a path so different from her own. Rather than hoping he would enter the music industry or follow directly in her creative footsteps, she expressed open support for whatever lights him up. The fact that he is already developing his own distinct likes and personality traits brings her joy, and she appears happy to nurture those inclinations rather than steer him toward a predetermined direction. Eve's reflections offer a glimpse into the multifaceted life she is leading these days. As someone who first rose to prominence in the late 1990s and early 2000s with her distinctive voice, sharp lyricism, and crossover appeal, she has long been admired for her authenticity and versatility. Over the years, she has balanced solo work, collaborations, acting roles, and personal milestones. Becoming a mother has added yet another layer to her identity, and she seems to be embracing it fully. The decision to bring Wild Wolf on tour speaks to a broader trend among artists who are rethinking how they integrate family into demanding careers. In an industry that often requires long absences, constant travel, and intense focus, finding ways to keep loved ones close can be both logistically complicated and emotionally rewarding. Eve's approach demonstrates that it is possible to maintain momentum professionally while prioritizing presence and bonding during a child's early years. Her comments also highlight the unique perspective that parenthood brings to creative expression. Many musicians, writers, and performers have spoken about how having children reshapes their work, sometimes making it more introspective, more urgent, or more celebratory. For Eve, the change manifests in a heightened sense of purpose on stage. Knowing her son is watching transforms the act of performing from a solitary pursuit into a shared experience, one that carries legacy and meaning far beyond the moment.